Okay, so I'm here on behalf largely of Bernard Goffinet and Matt von Conrad, who are the PIs of this project, but they cannot be here today. And this is about what we call development of a virtual farm collection on the basis of 80,000 bryophyte specimens transcribed and semantically enriched by citizen scientists. So what this is about, so the object of the study is the bryophyte collection by Dr. Jan-Peter Frahm. He passed away about 9 years ago. He was a German biologist, one of the best-known German or most important German biologists. And he accumulated a personal herbarium of about 80,000 collections, which is one of the largest private collections known in bryophytes. And this is now integrated into the Herbarium Berlinense of the Botanical Garden and Botanical Museum in Berlin. So Jan-Peter Frahm, as I said, he was a very broadly skilled biologist. So he did, he was also a teacher, so he published a couple of textbooks on biology of mosses, moss floras, mosses as bioindicators. And his collections and his work is has some very strong aspects, especially in particular taxa like Campylopus. That was his. He was the world specialist in this moss genus, and his collection is also very strong in particular regions, especially the tropics and the southern hemisphere. This is mostly due to two international projects that he participated or spearheaded: Bryotrope and Bryo-Austral. So it's a very important collection, and it's important to have all the data accessible. So what have we done to prepare this project? We have basically digitized all labels of all collections, and we have the skeleton data in a database, which is mostly the taxonomic name, barcodes, if there's a type, and for some of the collections, we also have the country, and some other data already, and all the names have been cross-checked against existing databases, for example, Tropicos, to have the names streamlined. So one of the challenges, of course, is this collection was accumulated over a long period of time, and so taxonomic concepts have changed over time, nomenclature has changed over time, so oftentimes we have the same species in the collection under different names, and so getting this all together is one of the challenges of this project. So the main goal of this BiCIKL supported project is labels transcription. So getting the core data for all specimens, locality georeferencing, collector numbers, and then integrate these and relate these to global bryophyte classifications and provide an overall analysis of the collection. And so how is this going to be done? It's through expert label transcription through the Herbonauten Citizen Science Project. I'm calling this expert because these people, they have been working for this Herbonauten project quite some time, and they have developed a very strong expertise, especially in things like georeferencing, figuring out old locality names, also handwritten labels, transcribing them, and they dedicate a lot of time to this kind of work. And we want to support this by KI-based, or actually AI-based automated label transcription algorithms that have been coming up lately. And so we want to, once the data are all together, we want to use multivariate analysis and GIS-based data analysis to basically synthesize the information that is available from this collection. Yeah, the question why I've answered in part already. So this is a very rich collection, very strong in certain taxonomic and geographical aspects. And it's important to make this the data accessible for the research community. And of course, also it's embedded the project into linking this information to the efforts of global checklists, classifications of bryophytes, which is on one hand the mosses, which is spearheaded by Bernard Goffinet, and the other one is the World Checklist of Hornworth and Liverpool. And who is supposed to be doing this is the Herbonauten, which is a project that is running for a couple of years now at the Botanical Garden, and which basically consists in citizen scientists doing label transcriptions in a very specific way. So they are offered certain fields that they have to fill in with data from the labels. And the way it works is that usually we need, I think, 2 or 3 identical data to basically confirm the data are correctly transcribed from a label, which means for every specimen we have, I think, 3 contributions to have the specimen done or the label done, and then we basically pre-select the data, the fields that we want to have filled in. And most importantly, of course, is georeferencing, because you need these for any mapping exercises. But also identifications of locality data, collectors, things, if there are, for example, these are from BiCIKL series, specific numbers of these to link these to other collections present in other herbaria, and so on. And so, since this is a very large data set, we divided it into several subsets. One is, for example, the Laubmoser Europa, which is the mosses of Europe. Then we have one for the genus Campylopus, which is the genus where Peter Fram was an expert on. You see, for example, here the map of specimens that have been already transcribed. And we had a previous mission, very successful one already, so we knew more or less how this would be working, which was called Mosses of the World, Moose der Welt. So in total, we have about 80,000 specimens to be transcribed. And so, of course, this is not only work by the Herbonauten, it needs to be organized by a team that is behind this. It includes agreeing on data standards, so for example, how certain data are to be transcribed and put into the fields. Data preparation and cleaning that has to be done beforehand. Then the citizen science missions have to be prepared. Organization of transcriptions campaigns, so we always need new people to get on board with these missions. And there's a continuous technical and scientific assistance to the Herbonauten. So there's actually a very lively discussion going on a daily basis, where people in the institute have to be aware of what's going on and try to answer the questions that are raised in these discussions. And we also had several PR campaigns, including 2 articles in newspapers and features in the radio TV stations to get more people on board with this Herbonauten project. Progress, practical issues, and solutions. So the missions are progressing more or less planned, but we realized that the amount of specimens that we put on at once uploaded to the platform is too high to be processed by the end of December. So we will experiment with ways to process partial data and also add AI methods to complete the data that will be missing by then. And it's not possible to process all the data by the end of the project. We will continue after, of course, after the end of the project, and the missions will remain in the pipeline and Herbonauten pipeline. So there is a goal to have all the data completed sometime early next year. And of course, our Herbonauten BiCIKL team provides support beyond the end of the formal end of the project. And we also have incentives to increase the number of processed specimens or contributions by the Herbonauten, is by including them in the planned publication on that we will compile analyzing this collection. And that was it. Thank you very much also to the BiCIKL team. And if there's any questions, I will happy to answer. And I think Anton Günsch is also here.